So this is Baruch here. I am at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and it's time. This is actually the third shir that we're doing tonight. This is on the ultimate connection with God, the seven-step guide to Jewish spirituality by Rabbi Y.C. Mimran, Yosef Chaim Mimran. Now, yesterday's shir was titled "Awareness Turns Pain into Joy." So this concept is a simple word, awareness. How does one become aware of his pain? It's to face it. That's what basically he said then. So most of us are trying to run away from our pain all the time. We take medicines for it and we do everything that we can. The world is a not easy place for anybody, even the rich. So he says like this, because the reason why is because there is a built-in structure in the world that has an adversarial relationship to it. And he says like this, we cannot actually fight the emotional ego. This emotional ego, which is powered by the Yetzer Hara. Now, he means that we said this yesterday, is that in Judaism there's a concept, there are two concepts, the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov. There is a tendency in man to either be good or bad, and they're mixed. So that we have to really learn to follow the Torah and the commandments in order to find our way to the Yetzer Tov, to the good side of our natures, and to learn how to stay away from the bad side. That's something that is endemic in life. Everyone has it. You can't get rid of it. Just as we cannot fight darkness, you can't really fight the Yetzer Hara, which he's now calling the emotional ego. Now, coming over to this part 8, that we're this next section that we're talking about, he has a title which he says Outsmarting the Emotional Ego. Now, there's a sefer which is called Reishis Chochmah. Reishis Chochmah, we're going to see what the words are. The most important point of life is to be in the state of Dvekus, as it states, you are attached to Hashem, your God. So that's Dvekus. Dvekus means attachment. Dvekus means unity. Now, in the words of Kabbalists, it's called Yichud, putting opposites together. So putting the scary things together with the ways that you can find to be able to make them not so scary. So let's see what Rabbi Mimran wants to tell us about how we can fight the emotional ego. He says, how can we make sure that we do not fall victim to the emotional ego? Let us summarize the process. Focus your attention on the negative feeling inside of you. Recognize that this feeling is the emotional ego. Accept that it is there. You can't make it go away. Accept it without thinking about it, without allowing the feeling to turn into thinking, without judging or analyzing. Just, that's an important word, judging. Is it good? Is it bad? Or analyzing. What does it mean? We don't go that way. He says, just look at it. Turn it. See, he says, accept it without thinking about it. Remain an objective observer. Don't allow the emotional ego to become your identity. Stay focused and continue to be the observer of what is happening inside you. Now, I would say that for myself, there are times when I just become so emotional about certain things that have to do with my life that I'm not really that good at this. But on the other hand, since I know that there is a possibility that I could come to observe what I am feeling and thinking, that changes the equation, if not permanently, but you can I keep trying to come back to it and try to make it work. He says, become aware not only of the emotional pain, but also of the one who observes. That's you, the silent watcher. Now, I think I bring this down. He says, let me just write it, but also be aware of the person who are the one who observes, which is you, the silent watcher. After a short while, you will no longer feel the pain. In fact, you will begin to feel a beautiful tranquility, which will become your dominant state. The power of your awareness automatically allows your own conscious soul presence to surface. Let me read this again. These are words that, to me, I want to cherish these words. He says, the power of your awareness, of being aware of the fact that you and your thoughts are not the same, automatically allows your own conscious soul presence to surface because that's what happens automatically. If you are able to stay alert and present and simply watch whatever you feel within, as opposed to being taken over by it, this will become the most powerful spiritual practice. Now, for example, if you have a court date or something really serious that's coming up, there's no question that this is something serious, but there are ways to approach it and ways not to. And you will have opened the door to the possibility of a rapid transformation of all past pain into peace and tranquility. So, the last part, the little blurb that he always does, the power of your awareness automatically allows your own conscious soul presence to surface. I'm thinking it could be that the soul presence is not something physical. So, like emotion is definitely physical. It has to do with what's going on inside of your brain. Those are all very physical things, but it could be there's a blank there. There's a blank period there. It's possible to look at that without thinking. That's the label that the area that you need to get to, that we need to get to, that we need to be able to work on. This is Baruch Fleischman. It's been the Tikkun Elevator Call. My pleasure to have been able to learn this little shtickle from Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran.